Hi guys, hope you're all well. It's Sunday today, so I'm just coming on to do my tarot and oracle review. The deck that I've decided to choose to work with today, or to review for you guys, is my all-time favourite tarot deck, so I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. And the deck that I'll be reviewing is the In Reeful Visions Illuminated Tarot deck by Matt Hughes. This deck is beyond amazing, and I first came across this deck about a year or so ago, and I came across it on the Etsy site. And what's great with that site is if you type in tarot decks, you get a lot of the sort of more quirky, the more unique ones, a lot of the self-published stuff, not always the things that are mass-produced. And there was a picture of this deck, and I was instantly drawn in, and the artwork is just beyond amazing. So Matt Hughes does a lot of sort of Art Nouveau kind of creations and artwork. He also does a lot of sort of quite dark gothic stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out his website and his page, because he's got a really sort of unique style. But this is the box for this. And since I've had this deck, literally, apart from Raider weights, these are the only sort of deck that I work with clients. And it's really, what I love is when you get a connection with the deck so deeply like that. And I haven't had that for such a long time. And I've had loads of sort of decks that I have felt, oh, I'll start reading with these and I'll start working with these for clients. But then I always go back to Raider weights. But these ones are just, they are absolutely amazing. What I also love is they're very mystical looking. So you've got all of this beautiful kind of gold etching work in all the cards. You know, they look luxurious, they feel luxurious, they are luxurious. Okay, so these are brilliant deck. So I don't know where to start really, guys. So really, first of all, the box then. The box is excellent quality, as you can see here, packed full with information on the back. And beautiful you've got all of this golding around the whole box. It's really high sort of spec stuff, guys. Now the great thing with this deck, sorry, as well, is they do a little bit of a twist. So it has all the properties and all the qualities of traditional Raider weight cards, with the bonus of actually 2 additional cards that have been put in by the artist. So this is actually an 80 deck sort of tarot option instead of the traditional 78, and making it even more interesting and mystical. So that's the box. Then as we open this up, these are sort of the cards, these are the back of the cards. Okay, oops, just get these all out for you here. So these are the back of the cards. I don't know if you can see that, and even these look quite mystical in themselves. They're a beautiful sort of size. They're not too big, they're not too small. They sit really comfortably in a person's hand. The other great thing with this deck, I have to show you, are the cards themselves. They are super thick. They are really good quality, really thick cards. Beautiful. So when you're working with them, you feel like you're working with something that's quality. They're not cheap and flimsy like a lot of these cards tend to be. They're really thick, and they just feel so nice, so luxurious. You've also get a little bit of a book. Okay, the book is quite basic, I will say, but if you're someone that already reads with tarot, you won't even need to use this book. I've had like a very quick look through this, and you know, I don't really sort of need to use it, but it is nice to sort of just look through and see what's available. So we will sort of look more on that later, and it runs really straight in with a very brief introduction into the artist, and then pretty much we're straight into the cards, and it breaks it down into the major arcana, and then further in we go into the minor arcana. Okay, so that's the book. Now let's just show you the additional sort of cards first. So the 2 new cards that I've added for this deck. So the first card is the artist. It's a beautiful artwork, as you can see here. And what I really love with this deck as well is you can take so much information from the cards. So as well as the traditional meanings, you can pull so many pieces because they're very busy cards. There's a lot going on, and energetically you can get so much from them. And they also have the well. These are the 2 additional cards that they've created for this deck. Okay, so as you can see, there's a beautiful border around each card, and there's a clear definition of what the product is, which I love. Also, if you guys struggle with Roman numerals, what you're going to love with this deck is that each title is underneath. So with Raider-Waite, particularly when I first started, I used to spend all my time counting up the wands, counting up the pentacles to make sure I was saying the right number, but these just have it on, so that's really, really perfect. But I'm just going to literally go through, guys, and show you some of the artwork so you can get a feel and you can see the beauty of the artistry with this deck. So we've got here the Knight of Cups, as you can see there. Now these will be all mixed up because I use these a lot. So this is to give you an example, 8 of Cups. So it clearly states what it is. There's no faffing around, which I think is actually really nice because it makes it so much easier when you're trying to work with them. The Devil. And I've had these cards for a good year or so now, and you know, they still look fairly clean. Considering they're an off creamy sort of white colour, that tends to sort of get mucky and look dirty quite quickly, and considering the amount of gold that's in these cards, they're a little bit scratched, as you can see here, but they're still fairly nice looking, so they are really good quality. And probably eventually I'll order a backup deck of these, because it's a deck I have to sort of have. I just love working with them. So the Knight of Wands here, you can see these 2 well, but I am going to just run through these and just show you. 4 of Pentacles. They're a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Queen of Cups. And she actually, it's interesting, her face looks very similar to my witch's tattoo. I don't know if you can see that there, and it's kind of inspired because this has got like an Art Nouveau sort of twist. My tattoo, and you can see my little dog Oscar here and my sort of smoking cauldron, and it says so mote it be. But it looks very similar. This is interesting. The Lovers. Ace of Wands. So just such beautiful artwork. I don't know if you can really get how great this artwork is from this video, but it is just such a nice deck to work with. 7 of Swords. So again, you're getting the traditional sort of artistry, particularly with like this card, of the traditional Raider-Waite, but then you're getting the artist's energy as well. 3 of Cups. The Hierophant, or the Hierophant, I'm never sure how to say him. My dyslexia gets the best of me where he's concerned. Knight of Pentacles. Four of Swords. So literally, they're all got their own beautiful sort of unique aspect and take. 2 of Wands. The dreaded Tower that everyone fears, which is neither a bad or good card. It really depends on the situation, guys. 6 of Pentacles. So again, you can see there's so much in here, very detailed, very, very powerful. 5 of Pentacles. So I won't show you all of these. 3 of Swords. I won't show you all of them, but I just, you know, want to show you enough so that you can really sort of see what we're working with. The Emperor. And what I love about this deck as well, particularly for any of you that sort of read at psychic events, Ace of Cups, what's lovely, you know, you often sort of, when you're going around as a reader, you'll see everyone working with Raider-Waite or Angel cards, but these are actually really, really nice to work with, and because they are a bit more quirky and a bit more different. Not everybody knows about them, so sometimes when people see them glistening, there's an intrigue, because I love to have decks that are a little bit more unusual. Nine of Swords. I just love to have, and you see all of that detail in the back there, you know, very, very powerful message. Okay, through the artistry. The card of Judgment from the Major Arcana. So they are very, very powerful, I feel. Beautiful artwork. Wheel of Fortune, one of my favourite cards in terms of visually how it looks with this particular deck. Ace of Swords. Literally, guys, I could show you all of these cards. I'm not going to, though. I will stop in a minute. Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artistry here. Two of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacle cards coming out today. Okay, King of Cups. So I'll literally show you a couple more, and then I'm going to show you the book so you can see the kind of guide you get. The Magician, what a beautiful card that is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to stop there because literally I could show you all of these. So the book then, guys. The book is quite basic, you know, it's to the point, but it gives you what you need. What is also great with this book, though, is you get the positive aspects and then you get the negative aspects. So if you're somebody that chooses to read tarot upright for positive and reversed for negative, personally I don't. I feel tarot is so powerful. If it has a message to tell you, it will just naturally tell you anyway. That's how I personally feel, but we all read differently, and there's no right or wrong way, there's just your own personal way. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to pick a card for the day for us for Sunday, and see what we all need to be aware of, see what we need to know. So again, as you shuffle these, they just glide really, really nicely in your hand. So asking for a card for the highest of good for us on Sunday, see what comes up, see what we get. And then I'm going to read you the meaning from the book, how they sort of word it and what they say. Now, despite having the two additional cards, what I like as well is they've actually said that there's two additional cards on there. I don't know if they say what they actually are. No, but they have talked about there are two additional cards. So if this was your first deck for tarot, it doesn't really matter too much. You can still get everything that you need from them, okay? Which I think is really nice. So, let's just see what we've got. It's not wanting to give me a card. Normally it just spits me one out quickly. Oh, there we go. Okay, brilliant. So, Ten of Pentacles. Oops, if you can see that somewhere there. Beautiful, beautiful card. Lots going on. Now this in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's a very busy card anyway. So you still have aspects of the busyness, but they've just made it look a little bit more readable. So I'm going to find that card, and then I'm going to just read to you what the book says, just so you get a feel for the idea of how it works. Okay, so literally, Pentacles then, so as we go into the minor arcana, they're quite basic and to the point. There's not a huge amount to work with, so you really are being sort of drawn in to work with your own intuition as well, which I think is a bonus. So it just says here for Ten of Pentacles, if it's upright, so the more positive way of tending to read tarot, wealth, achievement, family, satisfaction, to the point with what you need to know. And if it was to be reversed, so if this shot out upside down, if you choose to read tarot that way, burden, loss, loneliness, and judgment. So depending how you choose to sort of see. And then at the start of the page of Pentacles, what it just says here, it just gives you a little bit of a spiel with the Pentacles. And it just says, the suit of Pentacles relates to the physical aspects of life, work, health, finances, creative outlets, and material possessions. They appear as mirror for what manifests. No, sorry, they appear as a mirror for what manifests in the physical world. And then we've got here Earth element and astrological correspondence, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and direction is the east. Okay, so that's your additional points for this, and then literally it's straight into the cards, and they are literally bullet points. which I actually think is quite nice, because sometimes, although it's great to have a long message, sometimes it can become so complicated you almost overcomplicate the reading. And I always teach, the way I teach tarot, I try to teach it very straightforward, and I always say to people, tarot can be as easy or it can be as complicated as you choose for it to be. So this is a really good example of that. So this deck, guys, is amazing. I'm trying to think if there are any negative things that I can talk about. There really aren't. I really, really love this deck, and this is beyond a 10. If I was to rate this in number, this is like a 20. You know, this is a deck, when I held these, I just felt like, oh my God, it felt like a piece of me had been returned. It was really weird. Okay, that's the connection I have. I mean, look at this one. I've just turned this over and we've got the sun there. Beautiful, beautiful card. Full of wonder, full of possibility and opportunity, love, laughter, positive times, blossoming, you know, an absolutely beautiful card. So I really, really don't think there is anything negative I can say. It's a reasonable price. I think I paid about 29 quid for them when they I think that's when they first came out. I'm trying to see if it says when it was published. So they were published in 2017, so they've been out a little while. What I will say as well, if you're interested in the Matt Hughes collection, there's a new deck that he's recently launched. I've yet to get it, but I'm hoping to get it soon, which is actually an oracle deck, sort of in a similar style to this. So this is the tarot deck, but there's an oracle deck that's very recently been launched. It only came out, I think, on the 3rd of May. But yeah, it's really sort of powerful. Sorry, not 3rd of May, 3rd of March. Oh, I tell you what, this lockdown is getting to me in terms of dates. Losing track of sort of my dates and times a little bit. Yeah, 3rd of May, 3rd of March it came out on. But so check that out. I can't remember the name of it, but if you Google Matt Hughes, it will come up. Okay. So I think that's really all I can say about this deck. An absolutely beautiful, beautiful deck. Definitely, if you're wanting to sort of invest in new tarot options, check his work out. You won't be disappointed. The Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to leave the energies of these cards with you. Have a magical day, whatever you get up to. Stay safe, stay well. Much love and blessings. And I will be reviewing another deck next week. In the meantime, stay safe. Much love. See you guys soon. Bye.